Beautiful. Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here starting Stage Fighter with our first analysis, which I'm very excited for the franchise. And this one I believe is going to be the ballet group concept shoot. I'm assuming it operated similarly to the Dance Rank mission on the Street Fighter side of the franchise, and being able to, I'm assuming, rank people, and the top spots get to have solos. It's just based on the thumbnail. I'm excited for this. I think the best thing to do is to just go ahead and get started. Ooh, spicy. Swan produced young. Oh, wow. Ooh, okay, let's look at this. So I got, ballet, Devil Swan. So two soloists, and then you have second tier, and you have third tier. I'm so intrigued on the format whenever we get to it. One of our guys looks like so many Band-Aid looking men. Oh. Beautiful. Come on with the technique. Beautiful drag turn. Saute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now I was wondering when our Angel Swan was gonna come in hot here. These outfits are super dope. Like these little like meshy ones are cool. So I think this is second tier. Would be my assumption on that. I'd be so wrong. Or, no, it's still the angel and the devil one? No, because they're right there. Wow, that switch leap was gorgeous! Ah! It's like a whole freaking production. Wow. Okay, they just showed where this is gonna be played. Okay, all that good stuff. They're not showing us where America. I mean, we'll find out. But okay, then with the preview. So I'm putting on my studio dance cap. I know a lot of what they did. There are gonna be some variants, or there's gonna be some things that they do that are. There are some things that a lot of times are tailored more towards the male dancers in comparison to the female dancers, and especially with variations, and so forgive me for overlooking some probably not basic terminology, but terminology that is used within the ballet scene. So right here is it a B+? Maybe, but look at the lengthening. We call that. There's a concept called élanger, when you have breath to your movement. Now, something I find very interesting is that there's different styles of whenever you see people do bar work, there's going to be very subtle ways in which they express or they go and execute their port de bras, and it's there's different, what is it, methods, if that makes sense, where you have two really big ones would be the Vaganova and the Cecchetti methods, and one of them factors more with adding extra breath, and the other one actually is just more get to the point. Does that make sense? It's a very kind of like Spark Notes equivalence of this, so I am intrigued on if they touch on that and the differences in the audition process or the screening process. But here you see all these guys are tatted. I mean, you know what I mean? I would not be able to, I mean, I wouldn't be shirtless anyway, but my whole back's covered. So that would just be a walking Band-Aid, but which I think is fine. But anyway, so this does give the impression, I think they're in B+ with their arms up. Yeah, not really a port de bras, they're just lengthening their arms. Beautiful. It's just simple. Raise, slightly touch. Of course, you want to have some, you know, presence in your fingers. They go and then they run away. And then whenever you do transition, you walk on the balls of your feet in comparison to heel toe. So that's why you have more of like a lighter run that you see. And then you have our two leads right here. They have their moment. Of course, from here, they go into, looks like a rond de jambe. They sink down into a lunge. Look at the hip placement on that. Oh, just whenever you see technique, you see the rotation, rotating where it needs to go. It's gorgeous. And of course, the pointed feet. Oh, this is so nice, guys. Really nice. So it's definitely not really assisted. He could have been fine without the lift there, but it's cool though that we have that connection already established. They're in this is just a lunge, honestly. And they go, they tendu the foot, and they go and they drag it to the inside. And they go have the opposite side, and then they're going. Would that be considered détourné, maybe? Yeah, it's just that rotation. I mean, I don't know if you would specifically call that within this position, but that concept of rotating, we would call that a détourné. Then you have your devil swan. God, so it does, what do you believe they're in the, what is it? Quasi, quatrium, écarté. See, oh man, I feel like but just like when I have to brush up on some old school terminology, this is a really good, refresh for me. So it does give the impression some of them are, they're really large, like wide fourth, or it's just a lunge. Honestly, it's just turned out lunge. I would give that too, but I mean, fourth position would be the separated position, and then you had it connected, it's fifth. Okay, and then of course they have their arm, it's stylized. Of course you see people with a little drop of the finger. It just depends, it's life. And then of course they're lengthening. Some of them are choosing to press through the ball of the foot, and some are keeping it flat, and some are trying to go full tendu. I find that interesting. And then they're doing I'm assuming they're doing a port de bras forward. I wanted to see, I mean, it's so cool like camera shot, but I want to see these développés. Come on. So you're going, oh my god. That's gorgeous. Guys, that's gorgeous. I think this is that's effacé écarté. Yeah, so that's effacé devant. Come on now. Look at the attitude, but that was a stylized choice with the forced arch, with the purposeful bend of the knee there, which is really cool. And then right here, if you notice in the back, you notice this at the end, a lot of times in Swan Lake, you'll see them have this type of finish. So it's cool to see that correlation. Timing's a smidgen off, as you can tell, going through the passe and landing in the back. Nice lengthen. Look at that. There's your allonge. There's your breath on that. Some of them are lengthening up nice, and so they go in. Look at that fifth position. Of course, you have this beautiful lunge on the tail end there. He swivels it up. Oh, super fun. Honestly, it's not. I mean, this is the ballet group. I'm telling you right now. Of course, because Swan Lake, it's a heavily like hybrid type of track, of course, but they're playing off to that, making their own track so they can get full monetization. We get this. They learned their lesson after the first season of Street Woman Fighter. But it does have, I mean, not in posture, but in some of their creative choices, it does give the impression that we're going for like a smidgen, like little, like ballet contemporary. It makes me very excited for the contemporary though. So if we have one of these, we're gonna have two more. Love it. So they're going in to the assisted lift. Guys, men lifting, it's so freaking majestic. Like this is phenomenal. Like, oh my god, this is so powerful. I love it. Of course, you have a lot of this prowess. Of course, we're lifting, just creating it's a great posture. And there's your chaînés coming out. And I like the chaînés into the transition. Of course, I think it looks like, is that a coupe? Partially maybe, but guys, look at this winged foot right here. Like that is gorgeous. And you guys are like, what's a winged foot? So a lot of times you're gonna see, whenever you see like an arabesque, you'll see some like a ballet dancer on point. You would see her foot kind of go up a little bit on the end, not like that aggressive, but you would see that's winging the foot. It's to make it turned out, and it creates a prettier line. And the opposite would be sickling, which is just a no bueno. So I'm curious if they're gonna bring up this terminology or anything. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. Anyway, because it's ready. I love that. Oh my god, what's that? It's a, he didn't do a beat beat, but that's a gorgeous arabesque. Oh my god, super pretty. His was more stable, if you notice that. So if you go back, my guy in the back, so one of my guys ended up, it's not really, were they going saute? Maybe. Go down, it goes high, low, nice. And no, they just turn it. It's like a turning arabesque. Really nice. Come up and cross. Nice. Second position. Dropping it down. We're doing a lot of these little rondejams to our like a large fourth. Comes up. Beautiful. I think that's just a, what is that? That's a Andra, nope. It's not a Sison either. Oof, Jess, brush it up, girl. Come on. And then they go into a straddle. I keep catching them at the wrong times, though. Let's go see these preps. So they just go step, step, and they go into just a straddle leap, which is nice. And then they have a setup. They have their coupe right there. They swing it up. Really nice, going up into the passe with the back. Then you still have your soloist. I kind of feel like our Devil Swan is more like the soloist, and then our second place is our Angel Swan. Or maybe they're supposed to be equal. I don't know. They go, extend it back. Now, this is interesting. I feel like we should know the difference, or it could be a method thing like I talked about, because right here he's using ball of the foot, but we have a lot of people going through completed tendu, which is so interesting, isn't it? Right? So they come up. Oh, okay. I see what it is. So we go up into a susu, and then we ended up doing a, what was that? Yeah, we destrine out of it. Look at that drag turn. We love it. I think some people call it a compass turn spin. So that was a saute. Oh my god, gorgeous, guys. This is gorgeous. Yes, and that was a, what did I go, calypso? Did I call it a calypso in ballet? He has it lifted. Yeah, straight leg with an attitude in the back. Yeah, that's fine. They go, yeah, so if anything, they're just doing like, it's like bar work in the center is what you're seeing our guys in white do. It's just all, you know, like the ensemble groups, and he's doing like a full solo variation, which is super dope, which is cool. Passe, I love that with the arabesque. Come on. And an inside turn. Inside PK. Those right there, I love that canon where they go into just a, it's a développé. Yeah, so there's a grand jeté is what you've heard a lot of people would call that, but it's actually a grand développé because grand jeté is straight legs, and développé they actually go through passe and they extend out. So that's really nice to see. And then they go, of course they have a lot, there's so many like tendu, port de bras accents that are happening, and there's so many of them. And it goes down, oh come on, and then that right there, oh my god, it's not a double tour because that's right here. That's it's you're in passe, and it's a, what is this? He's going out. That's an inside. That's like an inside jump on a passe. Like that's so cool. Like that's like that right. That's an example of like that's something that you would see men do. Women a lot of times they can do it, but they in variations or in shows they take on different roles. Does that make sense? But this is legit, guys. This is cool. That was nice. So like that was like a double tour. But he had it in passe, which to me, I think that's so freaking cool. But even look here, you can notice there's just some of our guys, if anything, they're showing why they're the ranking that they are because we're not following directions. This is what this looks like to me. Yeah, which is so fascinating. Yeah, that black swan, like some of us are stepping out. Our timing is not timing, which is very interesting. So these are considered à la séquence. So there are fouettes where they would do a beat. I think it just it depends on the method, but a lot of times I've heard it go, you go and you extend, and then you add a little beat, where you go back front, and then you represent. But here they're still extending it out, so that would be considered an à la séquence, which is what you're seeing. And they're going opposite, which is really cool. And this must be a drone shot right there. And then from here we're going passe. My Angel Swan dropped out of it first, and then my Devil Swan. I'm going to safely assume, based off of the exposure time on camera, as well as the name of the track, And his control in that moment right there, he was stable through that, and he came down. Like I don't think he fell out. No, I think he just extended out. I'm assuming, I don't know if they're supposed to end on different times, not quite sure, but he was stable through that. That was really nice. And then right here, look at that extension. He goes through, extension to développé up. Ah, come on. Goes through, that was really nice. He goes, oh my gosh, hold on. I think it's an emboîté. Go, he comes up, look at that. Ooh, look, and he has the extra breath. Look at the carriage of the upper body as he goes and he lifts. So your posture and how you hold yourself is so different here than you're going to see in street dance, as it should be. Two completely different cultures, right? So you notice a lot of the form and the prowess and how things are, like how a breath is executed here in ballet in comparison to whenever you see breath in waving or you see breath in other cases. Like, this is so cool to be able to take a look at this. It makes me very intrigued on the show. It's coming out in a couple days. Yes, we're watching the episodes. We're here for it, but we're here enjoying the mess out of this too. So I like that he's creating just a moment. He's adding breath. He's continuing to move. And I do think it is fascinating though that his forced arch doesn't have as clean of a line as what I would expect from somebody who's in this position, but that could just be my personal preference. And it comes down, I mean, oh, how did I do that? Yeah, so he has it, it looks, is it turned in? I don't think it's turned in. So he's in prep, he preps in 4. Whoa, hold on. Oh, hold on, let's talk about that. I'm trying to catch it. He prepped in a 4th position, but he already was on the ball of his foot. Normally you're supposed to prep in a demi-plie with your weight. I mean, it just depends on who teaches you, but how I found it to be effective is the verbiage of you don't, that wasn't a PK he was doing, I don't think, or the setup was too specific to a 4th position like we're going up into, I mean, a pirouette of some kind. That's not a pirouette. I mean, that's a straight leg extended turn that you're seeing here, but his preparation, that's a note I'm gonna give, unless somebody else who's an instructor, like if you do what I do but you do it for ballet, please let's tag team on this, you know, because I can provide an overview, and I lived ballet for a hot minute, for a long time growing up in dance, so a lot of these things that I'm recalling are like implicit lived experienced movement that I've trained in for years, and I also train ballet dancers as well, so having some sense of overlap and understanding the passe and the carriage of the body and the élancé and the port de bras, those types of things help me be able to relate and grow dancers who have a really heavy niche for this style into other street styles, because they're very different, as hopefully you're able to notice. But I think this is a for real note I'm giving though. Like, you would normally not prep like that, which I find so fascinating, that if he's considered a soloist, why in the world did that even happen on an official take like this? Unless it was supposed to be a PK or something and something weird happened. Yeah, because he bent it. Because what happens is you're not reliable, and he hopped out of it too. And normally that kind of stuff, he's like, right there, you go up, and then he's supposed to go into a plie, and he hopped it, which means he had to recalibrate the stability on it. So that's my note there. It goes very nice. I love that boom, little beat in the back. That's his moment. I love that stage. I like that little moment, high-low. It's fun. And then just having these opposing lunges, extensions, really nice. And then right there they go, they grab. Now this is interesting too, because normally you would see this with a female and a male. So it's interesting that we have like this combative duo, which is cool. And I like the opposing forces on that. And they go, bum, bum, bum. He goes back, boom, little back arch, which is nice. This right there, they go up. I did feel like they were doing, what was that, an ensemble? No, they just beat, and then they extend. So that's another example right there. That's super dope. We love it. And then look, once again, we have this back lunge extension. Like, this is like our go-to that we're seeing here, which is so fascinating, right? And this right here, boom, I love that. The follow through, and that's beautiful. The passe is great. They go down. I love the lunge on that too. Really nice. It drops down. I really like these fits out of all of them. These are really cool. And I love just the simple développé up. Really beautiful. The extension, the turn right there. This feels pretty, like more of that contemporary assisting, more than ballet assisting, but also whatever. Like, I think that's super cool. Extend out. Great lift. Very nice. It's interesting that we didn't do a We didn't dip them. Yeah, it was fun. They go up, boom, and I like the little accent with the head before we all run away. And that right there, we just do a double attitude coming out of it. Attitude is like that bent leg that you see. So there's a straight extended leg, and there's a bent leg, and then when you go from a bent to a straight, that's a développé. Then from here, yeah, once again, look at that. He ended up doing like a beat in two. I don't think he did a switch leap. And a switch leap is where you go and you have a subtle little, if this is one of my legs in front, I have one of them to go, and then it accents in the back. Just super cool. No, that's a switch leap, through and through. Gorgeous. And then you end up seeing it on the other side too. And I love how on the switch it travels, which is good, but there has this extra lift on the end of it, which is so beautiful. We turn really nice. They just piqued and they go and they land it in fourth, and they have another pose, which is nice. There's your passe, and I love that choice over black swan. We swiveled it up, which is nice. There's your ranajam, and it was actually a little add-on, little drag on that. And then, of course, another lunge, and there's your attitude. Beautiful. My guy right here, I think he's somebody to watch out for. I think you notice the stability on the end, and how you could tell when somebody's stable is they're able to suspend up and they come down when they're ready, not they hop out of it, or not they drop out of it or fall out of it. So notice right here, he's up. Like that is gorgeous, and they jump into they have a back attitude, just leap, which is nice. And there's this little extra ebb and flow on it, which is really nice. And it goes, oh, were they in Susu for that? Let's see. Susu, which is like that really, really, really tight, like a high fifth, like if you go up into fifth position, and then when you squeeze it all together, that's considered a Susu, which is nice. So right here, and then you see everybody drop down. That is your little swan. That's your Swan Lake, paying tribute, paying ode to it. Really nice. Yeah, so then, like, of course, all these places are getting VIU, TV in Asia. We're probably, who knows, maybe we get bootleg. I don't freaking know. Maybe I have to watch it with a VPN, too. That's life. But in general, am I going to be as beneficial here as I am on the Street Fighter? Not as much, but at least on, like, the technical side, we can go over, like, the performance quality of it, going over a lot of basic fundamentals of the styles, but I'm not going to sit here and be able to name off historical references and things like I'm able to with street dance, so keep that in mind. But I'm very familiar with the movement quality of this, more so than a lot of street dance, so keep that in mind too. I'm very excited to talk through it and also really kind of tackle some of the realistic toxicity traits that were already being showcased on the show. That's real life in a lot of places, and just kind of bringing an awareness to, hey, if you want to be a professional ballet dancer, depending on where you are, they will typecast you, or they will, like, this kind of gives you a taste of that, and we get to see them as human, but also see some really incredible technique. Like, I'm so excited to not just like continue to see and admire the art of ballet and contemporary, but the Korean dance. I've been really excited to kind of dive more into the Asian folk culture of things, and so I think this is a fantastic kind of bridge for me, which makes it very, very fun. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If I had mispronounced, or not mispronounced, but like if I misnamed something or mispronounced something, or if it was a variation or there are very specific name to something here, especially if you're a ballet dancer, or if you actually performed in Swan Lake, whether it was at your ballet school, the studio, professionally, recreationally, I would love to know if there was other references that were added in, that were included, whether it was a Swan Lake variation as a part of the Soloist or something along those lines. I would love to hear from you. This is all open for discussion, and I am telling you right now, I don't know everything, and I'm okay with that. I'm just here as kind of like an overseer, somebody to help put out Mnet fires, but also be an advocate for the beauty of the art of dance within the professional scope that I do have. So I'm excited for the discussions on YouTube and on Patreon. I will give early access and all access to episodes for paid members on Patreon, and analysis first release on the free side. And I also have a group chat that's going to be going down. You do not have to be a paying member. It is completely free to join if you want in on the action and not have to go to Reddit for it. But yeah, you guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.